Hi, today we're going to talk about the challenges of managing virtual teams across time zones dispersed in various geographical areas and their effect on project management. Project managers need to realize that virtual teams are an everyday dynamic team for businesses. They are meant to thrive in a global environment, and there are challenges that must be recognized and managed such teams. What are the challenges? Dispersed teams across time zones are a challenge for any project manager. Project managers need to measure and define success of a project and manage the talent that will contribute to the ongoing endeavor of software development. Therefore, there are three main challenges with managing virtual teams across time zones, and a project manager must take into consideration communication, culture, and training. Each challenge mentioned in the previous slide has many problematic issues. The first challenge, communication in a virtual team environment, is defined as non-traditional communication channels that require a different coordination system. While researching specific journal articles, I came across a journal article written by Meg Servery, How to Keep Your Virtual Team Connected, highlighting the problems that communication may have on a virtual team. The four communication barriers apparent to a project manager are personalities, need to trust, clear processes, and meetings. However, personality types has its own challenges. First, let us list the five big personality types. They were defined in Cunha et al. Journal article. Are team personality and climate related to satisfaction and software quality? Of those five personality types listed, the way team members interact in a virtual environment through synchronous and asynchronous communication methods. Synchronous communication occurs when all team members may interact at the same time. For example, phone calls and video conferencing. But asynchronous communication occurs when team members interact at different intervals. Most of the time, they cannot find a common meeting time and may use emails as a communication method. Therefore, a project manager should group team members that have shared personality traits and rate the method of communication that will properly work in order to create or maintain a high quality software product and avoid unnecessary conflict arising from clashing personas. Moreover, team dynamics are affected by personality types, and a project manager must decide the proper methods of composing an effective team and behavior of each individual in the team. To compose a team, a project manager must assess the personalities and work ethics of each individual and measure their potential, communication skills, and current progress in software development project. To determine behavior of each individual, a project manager must consider language interpretations and life circumstances, and to further investigate such behavior, they should conduct frequent feedback sessions and increase the communication channels. Another challenge that project managers must consider is the team's needed trust. Team members that are geographically dispersed have a hard time trusting other team members or the project manager. The problem is the lack of face to face meetings and lack of presence and familiarity with other team members. But what can a project manager do? According to research conducted by Paniroja et al. In their journal article, How Team Feedback and Team Trust Influence Information Processing and Learning in Virtual Teams, a moderated mediation model, properly managing virtual teams are developing methods of intervention such as training, kickoff meetings, and team feedback. The level of trust played an important role in determining constant communication between members. Members that trusted each other in a virtual environment were more inclined to request and exchange information, and this trust resulted in an increase of the success rate of the software project. A project manager needs to define the clear processes used in the duration of a project to enhance the communication channels. There are three suggested tools used. 1. A shared calendar that shows team scheduled meetings and vacation events. 2. An exchange of a project's work document that contains each member's assigned tasks and progress. And finally, an up-to-date voice message and vacation reply so other team members are aware of their location. Meetings are the most critical exchange of ideas and progress in a software development project, and communication is successful during a meeting if it is well planned and executed. Planning a meeting is primarily a project manager's top priority, but all members involved have to contribute, be proactive, bring forth progress reports, and report any concerns that come up since last meeting. Virtual teams have to meet often to best manage the progress of a project and team dynamics. Planning virtual meetings is an ongoing challenge because of time differences. Virtual meetings require more preparations, a well defined agenda, and a more structured way of working together towards a common goal. However, there are advantages to these meetings. The decreased environmental impact of business activities, and some of the tools used are audio, video, and web conferencing. They also reduce travel costs and improve flexibility and productivity of employees in a virtual team environment. A project manager should identify cultural differences and their effect on a project within a virtual team dispersed across geographical locations. According to Mike Savory in the journal article How to Keep Your Virtual Team Connected, he pointed out that the aim of having virtual teams for an organization is to continue its quest of global collaboration and reduce costs of operations when possible. However, it seems quite a challenge for a project manager who may be situated in one geographical location, for example, North America, to manage a global virtual team that often has cultural differences, feel isolated, and unfairly treated with the lack of understanding of others' customs and traditions. Virtual team members' native language may not be the same as the initiating organization's language. According to Lockwood's journal article, Virtual Team Management: What is Causing Communication Breakdown, he discussed the little attention paid by organizations regarding language diversity. But there is extensive research of the role of language in organizations, and it's continued to be ignored. So, what can a project manager do then? They have to ensure that the contexts used to discuss aspects of the project and other communications are properly understood amongst all team members. Even if team members use asynchronous or synchronous communication methods, language misinterpretations are often present and need to be monitored and quickly fixed to ensure that all members are not personally affected and can continue a software development project. What happens if the language barriers are still present? Project managers must deal with communication difficulties from team members' secondary or tertiary languages used in the software development process. If there is a lack of common communication regime by all team members, then a barrier will continue separating the members, and the software development process will slowly deteriorate and affect its quality and delivery milestones. A project manager must identify and make note of various cultural customs that certain virtual members of the project follow in their daily lives. Other team members may lack the understanding of another team member's customs and its effects on the workflow of the software project. Such customs are religious holidays and traditions that may occur in the midst of the development process, and a project manager must consider these days while planning a software project. The final challenge for a project manager with a globally dispersed team is training. Not all members are on board with new technologies, especially related to software development. Some team members are not enforced to exchange knowledge with other team members, and it causes many problems down the road if an employee leaves. No one is knowledgeable to accept the transfer of work. Moreover, training should not be exclusive to software development in a virtual team. Training for virtual team members should include the following: understanding company policies, working together through occasional team building exercises, frequent reporting from each team member, and open communication channels used by everyone at all times. Although there is extensive research with managing virtual teams and understanding their work styles, there are a few challenges not addressed in this area. For example, a local team may have a few personalities that a project manager may find difficult to work with, but there are ways with face to face meetings to help reduce future problems with such members. However, it is hard to do the same with a team member who's virtual, because no matter what personality type research has induced, there will be a personality trait that is difficult for a project manager to deal with virtually or even locally. Therefore, a project manager may have to evolve their unique soft skills and develop new methodologies to work with such virtual team members. Another challenge is the usage of new tools that are always developed, and maybe they are used by some team members, but not others. Finally, not all virtual teams can be grouped in certain categories, and project managers need to find new ways that will work with their team dynamic. It is difficult to understand virtual team members' communication style, culture, and willingness to be trained. Future research has to keep addressing these barriers and have several unique focus groups with global teams to conduct the research on. As I was researching several journal articles for this topic, I came across a couple of articles. One, Are Team Personality and Climate Related to Satisfaction and Software Quality by Cunha et al. And two, The Impact of Global Dispersion on Coordination, Team Performance, and Software Quality by Gwen Duck et al. That were specific to the effect of software quality, and they emphasize how virtual teams may negatively or positively affect it with proper project management and having unique soft and hard skills. Questions? Please comment below if you have any questions, concerns, or new insight on this topic.